Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wizards Outlook. Joined tonight by Cardo W. Jr., Raymond Lyons. The Wizards held on to beat the Pistons 116 to 113. It was kind of in the balance there for a little bit. Washington did prevail. Sadiq Bey had a great look at a three on the wing. Just didn't fall for Detroit. Cardell, we're going to get into that with you and Ray in just a bit. First, as always, quick word from my folks over at Oohs and Ahs. It's Women's History Month. Join us today at our Georgia Avenue location, and all women will receive a free half and half lemonade or iced tea with any purchase. Visit oozandahs.com to see the menu, hours, and more. Order from the Georgia Avenue location today. All right, Cardell, your thoughts on Washington 116-113 win over the Detroit Pistons at home?
I just thought they had a balanced attack. They got a lot of good production from, specifically their bigs. All five starters were in double figures, and their bench showed up. We talked about Rui last game as kind of being a possible second guy to step up to bring some offense to help Kuz, down the stretch. And he had some big shots, especially from three in the fourth, to kind of get them out, give them a little baby cushion, not a big cushion, but a baby cushion where they could try to build on it and eventually win the game like they did. Thomas Bryant was huge. Him and Gafford were huge inside, man. They dominated Olenek and Isaiah Stewart, as they should. They got enough experience and ability to do so, against young big, against Stewart and Olenek, who's a journeyman big. And, and I love what I saw out of Ish Smith and even in limited minutes, Sadaransky, how they pushed the ball. They kept the pace up to speed, kept a high pace, and then allowed the Wizards to get, easy baskets, man, especially with the bigs that they have, they can run. So I feel like that's an advantage most nights for the Wizards, and they need to utilize that more. The thing that really hurt them and the thing that stopped them from really just blowing the Pistons out, honestly, turnovers. They turned the ball over a lot, and the Pistons scored 23 points off of it. The Pistons scrap. I know a lot of people like, oh yeah, man, it was a close game, but the Pistons play hard. They always play hard. They just don't have the know-how yet. They don't know how to put games together, make good decisions when they need to, and that's why they don't have the record, that kind of follows teams that play all out. But they got a bunch of young guys that's trying to show and prove in the league. So it's in their best interest to play hard right now, and they trying to figure it out. But they have some talented pieces. They're just very, very young, man, and they trying to put it together, but they scrap and they're annoying. So that's a team that really will never go away. You have to put them away, and that's something that the Wizards have struggled to do, and that's why it was a closer game than it should have been. But all in all, man, when you have a team, when you have a game where you have 8 players and double figures, you're clicking on all cylinders. I mean, you shot 50% from the field, 50% from three. That's just it don't get no better than that, man. So. Clean up the turnovers is not even a close game. I love the defense in the first half. They held Jeremy Grant and Stewart at bay for the most part. I know they got going in the second half, but all in all, man, they did what they supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? They just have to build on this and just clean up the little things that made this game tougher than it should have been.
Right.
Yeah, man. They continued their high shooting. They've been kind of turned the corner offensively the last few games. They like today they shot 50% from three. Yeah, man, like I said, don't get much better than that, in terms of scoring. But they do need to be a little more protective of the basketball. Had some turnovers at bad moments. Rui he showed up in the fourth quarter. To kind of create a little bit of separation. But that just kind of speaks to Detroit's resolve, man. They went down. I think they went down 10 early in the fourth quarter. And, you would think the Wiz deliver a late punch like that to a relatively young team, that would be enough to kind of, allow them to be able to kind of run away with it down the stretch. But Detroit fall back, man. They're going to be there. It's just a matter of, just having that experience and know how to close games. Kuz did his normal 21, 9, and 6. Ish Smith was huge off the bench. He had 11 and 8, and Cardell alluded to them pushing the pace with him and Sadaransky. that's something that they have been missing, and that's something that's going to benefit them moving forward. Because at times, like they're not going to be shooting this hot forever, but the ability to get some easy ones at some points in transition will kind of kind of smooth those times over when the shots really not falling in the half court. They can't create anything. So, man, it's always stuff to build on. We know what type of season it's been for the Wizards. But, at the end of the day, they're still right there in a position to make the play in. So if they can just be a little more disciplined going down the stretch, I think they can sneak into one of them spots, man. But yeah, man, they got to win. Like we keep saying, losses at this point hurt double. So, it's good to see them finally close a winnable game. They dropped 2 last week that they had in their grasp. So yeah, man, it's good to just see them get one in the W column.
All right. Y'all know what time of the program it is.
I'm gonna give it shoot. It's tough. I like what Thomas Bryant brought to the game. I know Kuz had the better numbers, but his energy and keeping Isaiah Stewart at bay, because he's young, but he's a monster. He can put a double together real quick, and to do it off the bench, 6 of 10 shooting, 16 and 6. That was big time, and they needed every bit of it, obviously, with it being a 3-point win.
Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, I go TB. Him and Gafford, this was probably their best game combined that they played together since TB has been back, to be honest. But yeah, man, Thomas Bryant's energy in there and his versatility, just kind of shown through tonight.
All right. As for the other selection y'all have to make this evening?
Hey, man. I'm going to show Mr. Sham God Smith some love, man. Why you just man up like that, dog? He was really feeling it. That's a vet. I mean, I'm going to give it to Ish Smith, man. 5 of 8, 11 points, 8 assists off the bench, man. Look, dog, like, he getting in there. I mean, and that move just shows you how good players in the NBA are. Because if you ask these younger or most people, he can't do that. He's just a fast guy, but you'd be surprised if you catch him in a structured environment, just say hoop, and they really bring everything they got. But that was a cool move, man. But yeah, him, he's actually been just what they needed since he got back, man. Like he really should have never left, man. As you can see, he's sad around see certain guys. You just, I understand the money situation, but they help, man, and they need somebody to control things and when reserves come in and when they're playing together and starting, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you get out of him, especially his pace. I love how he pushes the ball, man. You got youngins run, and versatile pieces run. What are you slowing the ball at? And that's what, no disrespect, I hated about Dinwiddie. Like, it was times they could have ran because he liked to play the slow play. I'm like, nah, dog. You letting easy points just go away, run. So that's what they get, the easy points. Now, like Ray said, they clean up the turnovers and defend a little better. Just give us a little bit more. They can put some wins together and get in that play in that range.
Ray?
Yeah, I'm going Ish Smith for X Factor. He, when he gets in the game, like the energy just changes, man. And then when you got a guy like that pushing the ball, like the way he pushes the ball, he makes everybody else run, because you don't want to be lagging behind, when you got somebody flying up the court like that. And it definitely helps, man. It gets them behind the defense, doesn't give the other team a chance to set up, and you get to steal a couple buckets. So yeah, man, Ish Smith.
All right. That brings us to the next portion. We're gonna get to the viewers' comments. As always, appreciate y'all tuning in and spending time with us after games. Obviously, you guys are a lot more talkative after wins than losses. And I'm sure this win was refreshing, to say the least. All right, we're starting off with a regular and Maya. It's okay to cut his freaking nails. Does he scratch somebody?
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
Or was that Killian?
think it was Cade that got him.
Oh, all right. Both light skinned with the bush, though. They looking like my bad. Yeah, Danny. Yeah.
Sato solid as a rock.
He always been solid, man.
Mm-hmm.
They needed size. That's really what they need. Big guards be eating them up, man.
Sato needs to take all the Neto's minutes moving forward. Sato can do everything Neto can, and he's 6'7".
No, he can't. One thing, Sato plays defense, but not like Neto. Neto's a pest, man. Like you ain't getting past that dude trying to be shifty, man. That's why they needed somebody with size. Because you know this guard started like we can't play with him. I'm just gonna go to the block or mid post. I'm just back him down, get my shots that way. So he can't do everything he can do, man. But he'll get minutes as he get acclimated. Because like you said, they need extra ball handler, somebody with that size and versatility, man. And the thing about Sato that I love, he don't necessarily need to be the point guard. He can play with Neto. You know what I'm saying? He can get the ball and go. And Neto is comfortable filling the lane, pulling up for a spot-up jumper, or hell, he's quick enough to go pump fake and get to the basket as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Just guys that can do a number of things to keep the defense off balance.
All right, the next one from another regular Area 11. T, unleash Rui with all the exclamation points. Continue the ball movement because it works well.
I agree with everything.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Rui, I just want to see a little bit more ass out of him. Like something, give me the ball, man. Just say that. Like I said, he's still kind of young, where he kind of waiting for the permission from the coaches. But bro, you got the game where you got the game now. The way you shooting threes now, like you got the game, the skill set where it warrants you. Be like, yo, I got it. Like let your teammates know I'm feeling it. You know what I'm saying? You could be that second option, go-to guy down the stretch where teams have to focus on, and then it changes the dynamic of the Wizards.
Yeah, and he gives them what he brings with his skill set and his body, a totally different issue to deal with versus what Kuz brings to the table. And it's not a knock on either of them, just they're different in what they offer. Which is why, some folks, both of you guys have mentioned together, it'd be a nice outlet for Kuz down the stretch, late in games. There's just certain things when you're sending bigger folks at Kuz, he can get by, but if you're sending a double, somebody smaller is on Rui, and Rui likes to be down there. Rui likes to be at the mid-range. You know what I'm saying? So it's comfortable.
Right, he's 6'8", 230. And just real quick, his last 10 games, he's shooting 68% from three.
Yeah.
That's stupid, dog. What's
like 15 to 20, right?
Something like that. And he's shooting 48% on the season, dog. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, that's what I'm like, dog. If that's not the green light, man, what the hell is going on?
You can take a few more, man.
Hey, Sam, if you pass the ball, you coming out. Like, you don't want to play to me. He's at that level right now. That efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you can have a couple bad shooting games and still be like 42%, let it go a little bit more, man. Like, come on. You got some leeway, dog.
Y'all said y'all need to see him stick that big old paw out there a little bit more. Like, hey,
man, the way we done seen some, look, he's doing what some former Wizards was paid to do. I'm not gonna name that.
Oh boy, that's where you at today.
Look, it's been a rough night, Will. So you gotta forgive me, man.
You know what? You're right. Hey, look, you wanna know what? You good? We're gonna keep it moving. It's fine. Now you're gonna question. Feels like we should have won like 10 plus games this season, but small details break our back. Hopefully we get the house in order next season and start winning those close games. I am cautiously hopeful.
Why you giving up on this season, man? They're not out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, fix that joint now so you could be in it. Like, I get what you're saying. It ain't like, all due respect, they're going to compete for a championship. But they're a game out of the last play-in. They got something to play for. So they need to fix those things now so they can have some postseason action. Because that's the thing. Like, all right, fine. You want to sustain where you at. They made the playoffs last year. Keep sustaining that and just build from that. You don't want to go backwards and be at home. Like, that's kind of productive.
And it's huge for the youngsters. You talk about how young the roster is.
Right.
Get them kids as many postseason minutes. Yeah, like Cardo said, yeah, you're not competing for a championship, but you know what? It means that if you're fortunate enough to get into the position that you can, those kids got minutes under their belt where it's not, the postseason is in this whole different world to them. They're comfortable, like they have reference points. I remember my rookie year, we were in the playoffs and this, and this, and then the second time I was in the postseason, I fixed this, and you know what I'm saying? Like that stuff matters. You look at the team, and I'm not saying they're remotely the same thing. Look at crossover at Memphis. They were in the play-in or whatever. Man, what it did, those kids was already on some I'll take your food anyways, but look what it did for them. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like you just put a jetpack on the kids. Those minutes are huge. Like that experience is huge.
And look who they did it against. You know what I'm saying? Like or in their building. That matters too. And like you said, good example is Rui. He was young. He got his first playoff taste last year. You know what I'm saying? So now was Thomas was out there. Yeah, he had his knee out, so he ain't even play. See what I'm saying? Like, so he is a lot of the Wizards don't even have that experience. Kispert, it'd be good to get him those minutes. Neto was getting those minutes. You know what I'm saying? Sadaransky, he was getting there when Wall and the guys were there, so he understands. Ish was there. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah. Matter of fact, Porzingis, has he played in the playoffs yet? I know he's with the Mavs, but he was injured.
He was hurt, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Nah, he played. I think he played in the bubble, but he got hurt like the first 2 games or something like that.
You're right. Yeah, I think something.
So he hasn't had like just a regular non-injured postseason experience yet.
Right.
Again, those, and not only that, but where you're trying to go under a new coach, what have you, new regime, what have you, man, that's huge. And you guys were sitting here talking about Rui and the growth. Man, can't nobody tell me that having a little bit of postseason experience didn't help him tighten up a couple things and understanding how to be even more efficient in the regular season. Like he just got back. You can talk about his efficiency. He's still a baby too. Like it matters. It helps. Like Cardell said, man, especially somebody like Kispert this year, how he's been adding. Like the more we've seen him get more comfortable, the longer he's been out there. Postseason it's only going to do wonders for that kid and Denny, as well. Like it can only help. Going back to that move, Ish putting out more APBs on ankles. Ish is a magician. Area 11 TD. Yeah, the young guys are way too nice sometimes. They don't seem like guys that will speak up when they're hot.
I mean, look, I love good character guys, professional, but you gotta have a little asshole in you. You just have to if you're gonna reach your potential, your full potential. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, we've seen games like Kuz has established himself with Bill out as the guy, the number one option. Cool. But it's times when he don't have it going, but he's still Jacks. But other guys have it going. That's not your Kuz. Come on, dog. You see me over here. Like, come on. We'll come back to you, but let me milk this thing. I got it going. You got to speak up. You got to say that. Maybe Kispert may not be as comfortable, but Rui done got enough sweat equity with the Wizards.
Right.
You can speak up, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm looking at him more so because they need it. It's not a luxury. If Brad and Kuz was out there, all right, I can understand you being more tentative because there's only so many shots that can go around, but you can't. Nah, it's no excuse now. Like, let's keep it a bean. Like, no, I mean, it has to be a second option, somebody that they can rely on to get a bucket outside of Kuz because teams are ganging up on them in the clutch, and when they gang up on them, we all see what happens. It gets tough for him to make shots, and the Wiz fade, man. But he needs it. It's not just him. Other guys, TB, if he hasn't gone, speak up, Gav. Yo, I'm rolling. They not around me. Yes. Throw that joint up so I can put these dudes in the basket. Like, it's not disrespectful. It's about trying to win. Maybe they don't see you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't say nothing, they're not gonna look for it. So, and that's another reason why they got Sadaransky, a big point guard. He'll see those lobs. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's just certain things, little details where if they speak up, they can correct them right away. And but that's on them. You know what I'm saying? They got to do it. They better hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody in playoff mode, so it's getting real.
Yep, I think that was the last comment. We got a couple days for the Wizards play again. Give me 1 second, I'll tell you. Let you guys know off the top of your head.
The Hawks.
So the Hawks.
I think
on Friday.
Yeah, on Friday. I think
so again, The little things. The little things. You said it a lot this year, but that's what it is once again. You guys have anything else you want to add?
No, sir.
Mm-mm.
All right. With that, we appreciate you guys spending time with us tonight. Good for the Wizards to get a win, much needed win as they try to get into the postseason, whether it's through the play-in or another way, what have you. We'll check in with you guys again on Friday night after they take on the Hawks at home at Capital One. Y'all have a great evening.